If you're watching this video, it's because you have some kind of very deeply held desire in your heart, something that you really want to make true. And for whatever reason, it hasn't happened for you yet. Maybe you've tried a lot of different manifestation techniques and it just isn't working out and you're looking for some answers. Well, in my life, I have managed to manifest a lot of things that at one point in my life felt like impossible dreams. And yet I achieved all of them. This includes $100,000 in funding for my startup idea, a wonderful, loving relationship, 2 perfect jobs. And when I look back, I realize that there was a very specific set of steps that I took to make all of these things come true. And it's a very simple formula, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Simple doesn't mean easy. But I want to share it with you because I believe that all of us deserve to have a life that is filled with the things that we want. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact 3-step process, and I'm going to share with you the common problems that people have when it comes to following these steps and what you can do about it. The 3 steps are: step number 1, you want a thing. Step number 2 is you will get some kind of inspiration or insight, some flash of intuition that tells you to do something. And step number 3 is you do the thing. That is it. That is the entire formula. It's very, very simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. So let's get into the problems that people face when following these 3 steps. The first problem that people have is that the intuition that you get is not necessarily connected to the thing that you want. So the intuition could be something like, go here, do that thing, meet that person, phone this person, send this email, go eat dinner at this restaurant, have a coffee here, go buy this thing. And this might not be connected to the thing that you want. Like, for example, you're trying to manifest a job. And so an obvious step in that process would be to send your CV. But go eat dinner here might not seem like an obvious step, and so you won't do it. Because as humans, we're very rational. We want things to have a reason, an explanation. Otherwise, we don't do the thing. Right? So the easiest way for me to explain this is how I manifested a dream job simply because I loved eyeliner. I was at home one weekend quite miserable because I hated my job at the time and I just wasn't in the mood to do anything. And my friends invited me to this 4th of July barbecue. And I thought, you know what? This might be a nice opportunity for me to dress up. I wasn't even thinking about the barbecue. Like, I'm vegetarian. I wasn't thinking about meeting the friends because I'm quite introverted and there was going to be 40 or 50 people there that I didn't even know. But I knew that here was an opportunity for me to play with some pretty makeup, which is something I enjoy. I enjoy the artistry of it. I like having fun and playing with things. So I thought, here's an opportunity for me to put on some nice red, white, and blue eyeliner and kind of dress it up and then go there and show it to people. So that was my motivation. The insight I had was just to do a pretty makeup look and go show it to people. So I did that. I went to the party and I had a good time. But I happened to meet a girl there who told me about a job opening that was perfect for me. And she put in a good word for me. So the next day I sent in my CV. The week after that I had an interview. And a month after that I had offer letter in hand. And all of that happened in the easiest, most effortless way possible, simply because I followed my intuition or that inspiration, which told me, you know what, let's have some fun with some makeup and go show it to some people. It had nothing to do with wanting a new job, but it was the easiest path for me to get a new job, even if that path didn't seem obvious. And if I had sat there in my room thinking, no, I'm not going to leave my room until I get a new job. I'm just going to sit here and send 2,000 CVs out, and I'm just going to spend this weekend looking for a job until I get one. I wouldn't have got a job. Or maybe I would have, but not that easily, not in such a fun way, and maybe not such a perfect job for me. Like, at the time, it was 3x the salary. Like, that is a lot. And it was a fun job. It was very high profile. I would be in charge of some very, very interesting and influential projects. So my point is that even if the insight doesn't seem obvious to you, if the why doesn't seem obvious to you, don't argue with it. Don't try to rationalize it. Don't make sense of it. Just do it. Trust that it is the shortest, easiest, most fun path to the thing that you have asked for. And sometimes that journey might not be one-to-one. Like in my case, it was like a one stop, and then next thing was I had what I wanted. Sometimes it will lead you to the next step. So you'll do the thing, and then that thing will put another idea in your head. Oh, I should do this thing. And then you go do that thing. And it's a little bit of a treasure hunt, but it's still fun. All of it is fun. And then you get the thing that you want. Nothing that I have ever got in my life came to me any other way. There was no other way for it to come to me. The things that I fought for, worked hard for, really efforted towards didn't happen, or if they happened, weren't the right thing for me. So I really, really trust this process. I've gotten good at following those impulses when they come to me. And so that is the first problem that people have with the process. The second problem that people have is that they just wait too long. So, okay, you trust the process, you believe in it, but you procrastinate. You still take some time to work up the courage or the motivation to do the thing. And that is a very bad move, because in the time that you're procrastinating, that momentum cools off. You say that you'll do it next week, but then next week you don't actually have the desire or the drive to do it anymore. Or the people that you were supposed to meet, or the thing that was supposed to happen if you had done this last week, aren't there anymore. So if you go do it this week, you're not going to have the result as if you had done it as quickly as possible. I'm not saying do it immediately. Sometimes your circumstances might not allow you to do it immediately, but do it as quickly as you can. Do at least the first step towards that thing if you can. So like if the impulse tells me to go get a massage here and I don't have the time to do that until like 3 days from now, I will at least make the phone call and book it now. I will do something towards that goal or that mission, my little secret adventure quest. But I will put something into motion as quickly as I can, because I know that you lose this precious momentum if you procrastinate. So that's the second problem. The third problem that people have with following the process is that the inspiration is not a true inspiration. Okay, so now this is a big problem. How do you know if that inspiration is really one of those true things, like, you know, almost divinely guided, versus you from your head just making up stuff and thinking that this is what you need to do? Now, this is a big one, and I will do a whole other video about this. But in short, over here, what I want to share is that if it's a true insight, it will feel exciting in some way. It's not necessarily going to feel like, wow, amazing, because it might be pulling you out of your comfort zone, right? A lot of times these impulses pull you out of your comfort zone. So it's not comfortable. It's not easy. That's what I said, right? It's really simple, but it's not easy. But even within that little fear or that anticipation or that nervousness, there is some excitement. There is some joy. And you want to look for that, because excitement and joy are the truest indicators that you are on the right path, that this is what you're meant to do. This is where you're meant to be. Versus something that just comes from your head, like you've just rationalized it and now your rational mind has put out some kind of pseudo insight for you to follow. That is going to feel quite clinical. It's going to feel like some kind of drudgery, some kind of hard work that you may or may not want to do. But importantly, it's missing the excitement component. This is not going to feel expansive or joyful or exciting or positive. So that is one way to tell that it's not a true intuition. But as I said, this is a big topic, and so I will do another video just about this part of the process. And finally, the last problem that people have with following the process is that they're worried about what other people will think. Now, it is going to look like some degree of insanity because you're hearing this voice in your head. Nobody else can hear it. It's telling you to do something. The thing doesn't seem very rational or connected to your goals. So you look like a little bit of a madman on this individual quest towards a destination that is as yet unknown. I understand, but those people that you're worried about, what they're going to think of you, how crazy this looks, they are not the ones putting food on your table. They're not the ones who are making your dreams come true. They're not the ones who can give you what you want. So why does it matter what they think? In life, we are held back literally by 5 people. And those 5 people are just in our head. We're just hearing their voices arguing and telling us why this is a bad idea, and we're allowing these 5 imaginary people or imagined versions of real people to hold us back. And I think that's very, very sad when you could be on this magical adventure quest towards making your dreams come true. So have a little courage, have a little faith, have fun, and do the steps. So just to recap, the steps are: step number 1, you want a thing. Step number 2, you get some kind of insight or inspiration. Step number 3, you do that thing. And if that thing doesn't lead you to the destination, it will lead you to another insight. And then you go do that thing. And I promise at the end of that little journey will be that thing that you wanted. And it's going to come to you in the easiest way possible, in the most fun way possible, in the shortest time possible. And it's going to be the best version of that thing for you.